Hello, welcome back. I'm so excited to be here. It's been like 2 weeks. I went to Vegas for work and then I went back home to see my family. And I really, really, really miss recording. So I'm happy to be back. I did try to record in Vegas, but I didn't have my audio, so I just used my camera. The whole time it was blurry. On this trip, one being about potential, being Wingstop and watching Sex in the City. I was invited to go out tonight and I know people coming down. I really don't want to go out tonight, so I'm gonna eat the Wingstop and hope that I fall asleep. I was like, oh my gosh, like it's not meant to be. Um, so I literally got back yesterday at like 2 in the morning. I had a flight, and the first flight I was on, I walked off the plane. I was like crippling with anxiety after the electricity went out. And I'm like, after being delayed like 6 times, I was like, yeah, nah. I was like, can I get off this plane? Like, please. Like, I literally went manic. I was like, I need to be off this plane, on to the next one, better things. So, which was funny because my body was like, get off this plane, get off this plane. And I was literally, I don't want to be mean, but there is like two people that were on the heavier side, and I work out a lot, so I'm pretty fit. And I deserve to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I was very uncomfortable. In the nicest way possible. I was like kind of like this. And I don't want to be like that for 5 hours. Nonetheless, like on an airplane that's electricity is going out, it just wasn't the best timing. So I went on to the next flight and I had the whole row to myself. I laid out a blanket. I had like 3 blankets. It was so nice. Like I was like, okay, this is why I didn't get on the first plane. There's something better for me. Yeah. So sometimes when your gut feelings like, hey, like get out of here, or hey, like let go of this job, or hey, move on, there's something better waiting for you, just to acknowledge that there is something. When I was in Vegas, I realized a few things about myself. One being potential, and recognizing your own potential and not looking at potential as something that's like a maybe, or you might be good enough, or possibility. When you look at potential as something that can be watered and bloomed into something that can actually exist, that isn't just this imaginary potential or this imaginary possibility or maybe. If you water potential, it is definite and it grows. And like once I realized that, I was already like in deep, and I kind of picked my head up. I'm like, oh my gosh, look where I'm at. Like I didn't even know. If I feel like I'm good at something and I'm getting acknowledged, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm good at something, but I will never realize how good I am at something until you start sitting at different tables. When you take your potential seriously and you pick your head up and you look around, you're like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? Why was it me and not the next person? When you merge your confidence with your potential and your consistency, it is a definite thing. It's a real thing. And I realized like putting myself in these uncomfortable situations, challenging myself. And even though I had no idea like what was going to happen, because you're kind of just putting yourself on like hot stones and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to off the rip, like try and figure it out. I was faced with some conflict in my sales job. I was just kind of started going into stores and, doing my little pitch. And there's this one guy that was like, really made me work for it. Like, he did not care. He was just like, let me prove to me why I should buy this. Like, and he's like, I have a product, it comes with more. It's cheaper. Why should I buy from you? Your product's way more expensive. I'm getting less. And I was like, well, do you know the science behind this product? He was like, no, I have no idea about the science. There's my advantage. I don't know anything about the science. And I could sound as confident as anything. And he'll never know if I'm telling the truth or not. So because I had that advantage. All I had to do was be poised with so much confidence that whatever I would say, he would believe me because I was confident in my product and what I was saying and in myself. So that's how people get away with some things because, when someone seems so confident about something, it's definite. Right? Because you're not really gonna question their confidence if they're confident enough, you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, like, yeah, I trust you, yeah, I believe you." You know? So, that was one thing I learned with potential was this just, like, confidence of I might not know what I'm doing, but you're not gonna know that, and you'll never find that out. Like, I'm just be so overly confident that you are going to believe me. So, I feel like there's a lot of us that have so much potential in whatever field we're in or whatever we're doing, and we're not, like, hopping on it. We're just like, "Okay, like, potentially this could be something real, but for now, it's just potential." That is a disservice to yourself if you are not acting upon your potential. Do you want to stay where you're at or do you want to see where this potential could take you? Water your potential and watch it grow, and then it's definite. So, another thing to realize is like, okay, who put this potential inside me? Where did this potential come from? How am I just naturally good at this? How does this naturally resonate with me? And you could take that up with God and he could lead that to your purpose in life, but like realize that who put this potential in you? Ask yourself that. I also cuz I do talk a lot about your purpose in here and I know a lot of people sometimes might feel a little lost or disconnected to your purpose, but your purpose isn't in a form of a job. Your purpose is something that you fulfill that is inside you. It is not outside of you. So if you go and look for it, you're not going to find that. The only way you're going to find your purpose is by going inward, and you will find your purpose. But that's why it's so important. That's why I always say connect to yourself, ground yourself, do all these things so you could reconnect to who you are inside. And then you will uncover your purpose in life. Oh, I was reading this book. It was like How to Think Big. And one of the concepts was like, okay, they gave like an analogy. Basically, there was one guy that was the average Joe. This other guy was also the average Joe. The one of the guys went so far in that company and the other guy just stayed where he was at. But what differentiated the two because they're both the average Joe. One wasn't smarter than the other one. One thought 5 times bigger than the other one because the other one saw the potential in things and didn't think small. If you think small, you're going to attract small. You believe you're worthy of small. But if you think big, you are worthy of big. You are worthy of attracting these big things into your life. So you can kind of see the potential throughout all things. There's potential everywhere, all within you, all around you. And for you to just be able to pick up on, like, okay, like, maybe I should take this seriously. Maybe I should start my singing career. Maybe I should do all these little things and actually like do it. Like, what is going to hurt you? Like, there's nothing that could get in the way besides like, people that are like, "Oh, you suck," or "No, you're not good at this." But that should be your driving force to go even further and prove them wrong. But not only that, but prove yourself right, that this potential wasn't just an idea, but something that was definite and you felt it in your heart that you knew you were meant to be doing this. Um, and you just worked 5 times harder than the next person. You weren't any much smarter, but you were confident in what you're doing. And that's why you're successful, and that's why the other person is still where they're at 10 years later. So I really just did pick this topic because of the feelings I felt on this Vegas trip. I was the only woman sitting at a table full of men. And I was nervous, and I don't get nervous. Nobody makes me nervous. So I was like, what is going on here? Is this something so much bigger than me? Is this like, it just had this inner like spark, like, holy, like, I'm really, to be honest, Water, I'm really sitting at a table all men and I'm the only woman. And there's a reason for that because people see my potential, not as something that is a maybe, but that is something that is growing, that is going to continue to grow, that is only going to get better. So when somebody sees potential in you and you had felt this potential before, oh my gosh, dive into that and see where it will take you. Like, don't just settle with, oh, I'm okay at this and that's all it will ever be. No, like, play with it. See how far that can get you, because you playing with something, playing with this little bits of potential could be the reason why you're a millionaire, could be the reason why you're happy in life, or could be so it's like there's no harm in going forth with your potential and really seeing what you could do with your life. It's so liberating though to know that you are good at something and to actually pursue it. No matter whatever it is, like, pursue it with confidence, pursue it with grace, like whatever you do in this life, like, just I was just so happy that I came to this conclusion that, oh my gosh, like, really, like, I am so grateful to have people around me that believe in me, that see what I feel, because I can't see things. Like, people can tell me things and I won't see it, but I'll feel it. And that's, I guess, kind of how my body lets me know things. If I feel a certain way, it's like an acknowledgement of other people and what they're saying to me, or maybe what they see that I can't see, but I could feel. And it's beautiful, and it is definitely something that you shouldn't waste, because there's a reason why you feel that way. Um, Anyways, I'm glad to be back here. I am so glad to be back. I literally went to record upstairs and nothing was working. So I literally went downstairs in my apartment, and I decided to record it here when there's no plants here and it's kind of hot in here and there's no AC, but yeah, there's no AC in here, so it's a little bit hot, but you know, it's okay. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I will be back on a regular scheduled program next week. I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope that you really focus on what this potential you have is and work with it, play with it, get inspired, do something, acknowledge it, and watch it grow. All right, guys, this is Realign Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful, blessed day.